and welcome to One India. We are bringing you a new show, Pitch Battle. One India's Pitch Battle is making its debut today, and we have some very special guests joining us from across the globe, if I can say. We are being joined by senior journalist and a good friend and a mentor, Indranil Basu. Then we have Shakya Mitra, who's a sports marketing expert. And then we have Mr. Ashish Balucha, Cricket Academy. He is the owner. And he's the one who's sitting in England, not very far away from US, where the action, the T20 World Cup action is unfolding. And today is a very special and important day for Indian cricket fans because Team India, after arriving in New York, having played some practice games on the pitches, the warm-up match was kind of if I can say so, it was uh, a little bit of a hiccup for the Indian team because they didn't get a sailing victory against Bangladesh, but they did get a victory, and it was a convincing one, uh, courtesy to the bowlers. So today India are playing Ireland, and yes, Ireland India. There's not much of match because all the 7 matches that are being played between these two teams, which have completed, India have convincingly beaten Ireland. But it's a T20 World Cup. It's an important tournament, and also the conditions which are alien to both the teams make the contest quite interesting. So because Mr. Balucha sits in England, and the condition in England, for especially for cricket, are very different to what we see in the subcontinent. Let's start with you, Mr. Balucha. What do you think of this match? Because Ireland, England are just neighbors.
Indeed, and actually, where I'm sitting right now, it feels more Irish than English.
Yeah.
The only difference is we got a bit of blue sky today, where in Ireland you even miss that. It's an interesting one. So I wouldn't really say that it is going to be a one-sided affair. As you rightly said, it's an even condition for both the teams. The pitch has been brought over from Adelaide, so it would work a bit differently. The sand, I would call, or the soil for the ground has been brought in from Florida, so it doesn't have much of a New York affair rather than having the police force from the US of New York actually policing it at the NYPD. And we'll talk a little bit more about Ireland as well. I know there will be a lot of discussion about India, but Ireland is a team which has been emerging. Let's not forget they recently beat Pakistan as well in the T20 warm-up game. Warm-up means an international T20 that was played in Ireland. So they do have a chance, and a couple of players of there are really notable that we need to look out for.
Shakya, let me come to you. Being a sports marketing expert, how much of do you think the sporting market is riding upon this match? I think the actual action might start on June the 9th, when India and Pakistan, the two biggest rivals in the cricket history. Yes, some might debate that England rivalry is the greatest, but if you go back to the numbers, the amount of crowd it pulls, the entire sporting spectrum, if you talk about when it comes to the ad part of it, it's always the highly marketed match, most lucrative match of any tournament when these two teams play. So, but let's talk about the England India Ireland match. What are your thoughts on this match?
So last year, the Major League Cricket happened for the first time in America, and it was a big success. Even this year, if you look at the Major League Cricket, some of the biggest names are signing up for the tournament. So obviously,
Yes.
it's something which America is investing on sport, and with the 2028 Olympics has now included cricket in it. So it's there is a big push that is being given to cricket in the United States. As for this particular match, I know, of course, the India Pakistan game on Sunday is going to be the big money spinner, and I don't think any match comes close to it. In fact, wherever India plays globally, it will always attract more crowds than any other game. I mean, I remember in the
Yeah.
last World Cup, an India Zimbabwe match uh, was one of the most crowded games in the whole tournament, and you won't consider Zimbabwe to be one of the best sides. But Ireland, they are not. They are a side which cannot be taken lightly. They are not. You could probably still call them minnows. They have not gone above that category, but they are a solid side. They've qualified for many tournaments before, for many World Cups, T20 and ODI World Cups before this, and they are not a side that can be taken lightly. They do get to play games. They've beaten some big teams in the past, and even India. They played India in the 2015 World Cup, and they gave India not an easy match there as well. But I think today's match, it won't be an easy match, but I think it'll be best for India to not take them lightly. But I would still say that India should. India will. Will be surprised if India doesn't win this by convincingly. I mean, the bowlers, Indian bowlers,
Yeah.
maybe a bit too much for Ireland. Yeah.
I could hear a lot of chirping from birds,
Yes.
the English birds, and it's kind of a soothing sound to the ears nowadays because here in Delhi, NCR, we hardly listen the birds chirping a lot, especially in this harsh weather conditions, the summer weather conditions. So, Dada, let's start about talk about this the Indian side first. How balanced do you think this side is, or uh, is this a champion side that can actually win the World Cup? The drought that we have been seeing for the last a decade, more than a decade now.
Avinash, you remember when the team was picked for the World Cup, T20 World Cup, all the players were struggling. The guys were picked from Chahal to Rohit. But if you look at the playing 11 with Virat Kohli, we are getting the news that Virat Kohli could be opening the innings and would be, not could be, would be opening the innings with Rohit Sharma. I think that will give an ample opportunity for India to get a lot of all-rounders like Shivam Dubey, like Akshar Patel, both in the team, which is an amazing thing. And the left hand, right hand combination working in the middle overs. And Virat playing a phenomenal cricket in what we saw in IPL 2024, where he scored over 700 runs. He was absolutely fantastic. Virat and then Rohit Sharma, and then we might see a Rishabh Pant or a Surya Kumar Yadav. I've actually made a team sitting at home. If I can share with the panelists also,
Definitely.
I have got
Yeah.
a Kohli, Rohit, Surya, Rishabh, Hardik, Dubey, Jadeja, Akshar, uh, Kuldeep, Bumrah, and Mohammad Shiraz. That's my 11.
Okay, interesting one. Gentlemen, your thoughts. Let's start with Shakya. Uh, let's speak about this the playing 11 and your thoughts. This does it make a good side, or what do you think is a balanced playing 11 for this match against the minnows, Ireland?
Um, Actually, I'm not. I slightly disagree with Indraneel about the one spot. I think I would have Arshdeep ahead of Siraj, but on the whole, I think
All right.
that's good. I don't think. I think there'll be about two. We will play two spinners,
He's shifting to
but
Chandigarh, I think. Shakir shifting to Chandigarh. That's what he's saying.
no, no, no. No, 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 no. I think Arshdeep has probably got better T20 skills, but yes, I think that's probably what I think will happen throughout the tournament. We will probably play two slow. We will play two frontline pacers and two spinners. And yeah, I think Aksar is there for the moment, but then at some point we'll also be looking at Yuzvendra Chahal as well. But yeah, I was a bit surprised at the when the team was selected that Rinku Singh was left out. But I understand there's with certain reasons for that as well, and Shivam Dubey's bowling skills and the fact that he was doing quite well for a couple of seasons in the IPL, he's done quite well. I mean, very very harsh on Rinku Singh, but I just hope that the faith is justified. The faith on him has been justified, and we were hearing about slower pitches in USA.
Yeah.
So you know the Yashasvi Jaiswal, they were all talking about him there, but I guess there's a reason now why he has fallen off the order and they moved on to they're probably going to go with Rohit and Virat to open. But yeah, I mean, looks fair enough. I think this is probably we will be looking at different T20 players after this World Cup finishes. But for the moment, let's back this team. Yeah.
Okay, Ashish, coming to you, Rohit and Hardik Pandya, the whatever we saw during the IPL, whatever transpired, we've heard rumors of conflict or difference of opinion between Rohit and Hardik as well. There were reports that Rohit initially didn't want Hardik in his T20 World Cup side, and as a deputy, he wanted someone else. So when a big tournament like this happens, when and two players whose egos are going to clash together, will it impact the overall camaraderie of the team, the atmosphere, the bonding of the players in the dressing room? We've heard stories and rifts, rumors of rift or and two factions or three factions maybe in the within the Indian team in the past as well. Not very far in the past.
Yeah, you picked up a right spot right there. So if this was a year ago, we would have been talking about Virat versus Rohit. Now
Yeah.
we're saying they were both opening together and they're best of the buddies. And here comes
Yeah.
another spinner called Pandya. I don't think it's actually very fair from that angle, or maybe there's a bit of masala required because it gets very bland after a
And
period of
Indian cricket is
time
never
of
short of
not having
masalas.
something in there.
Whether I mean,
Yeah,
just to interrupt. Yeah.
absolutely. I just hope they don't have masalas in their food. That's the only thing when they're playing. Um, I mean, listen. I think they're professionals at the end of the day, right? So yes,
Yeah.
franchise cricket is there. It's different. There's a lot of money engaged. I think over here they're playing for the country and they know their roles and responsibilities. I don't think there is any clash from that angle till the time the roles are actually defined and who's actually in charge. I think Dravid is one of those guys who I personally feel I've got faith that he can actually manage the team quite well and the factions as well. So I
Yeah.
don't think that will actually be an issue.
And in fact, Dravid has himself seen during his captaincy days. There were factions, there were conflicts, rifts, and one of the I cannot say darkest, but they were very turbulent times when he relinquished the captaincy of the Indian side. He started with a bang. The team was doing well under Greg Chappell and uh, Dravid's partnership, but gradually things started falling apart. Dada and the 2007 ODI World Cup, which was held in the Caribbean, and we've seen what happened there. The entire team just uh, castled like a pack of cards against the likes of Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. So the bitter memories of two World Cups, India making it playing in West Indies. If we can talk about the last 15 years, that the memories are not that good. So will that impact?
Let me just throw a question in between. I'm so sorry I'm
Yeah,
interrupting here, but
sure.
I do need to challenge Dada here with his playing 11. Your playing 11 seems to be a veteran 11 to me because the average age is probably over 30 for the team.
True.
And a
No,
T20
but
you would want to have youngsters. So I'm really surprised why we've
So
left
I think they're
out
taking picked it
Jaiswal
from
even trying.
Chennai Super Kings books, the Dad's Army, what they called them in back in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, Jaiswal is someone I actually do feel that he should have been given a chance, and I think rightly said by Shakya as well that we probably should have even considered Rinku Singh at one point, given the forms that they've actually been having. Uh, One of the interesting challenges what the team will actually have, and I'm just kind of throwing out purely of my personal examples that I've actually seen while coming to India and seeing cricket being played in the same person that moves to England. And for the first 5 games, they actually struggle because it's different, right? The conditions are different. So where you
Yeah,
can play your shots in a different way, and the way IPL was all set up, it was a batter's paradise. All of a sudden, we're talking
true.
spinners are going to be the game changers here. So the the equilibrium has kind of shifted towards the bowlers now. So how the batters are going to adopt, I wouldn't take Ireland lightly at all in today's game.
Great. Also, they have a good fast bowling attack. Joshua Little, he's had some experience of playing in the IPL as well. Didn't spend a lot of time this time around, but whatever chances he's got, he's delivered. And the plethora of experience, what the foreign players pick from IPL. I mean, they speak a volume about it and how it impacts their game. It helps them improve. And perhaps the pitches are already on the they are already on the slower side. They'll have a word or two to communicate to rest of the fellow Irish bowlers. Dada.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I keep a great track of what Ireland is doing throughout the year, but of course we have a great track record against them. Some of the players are good, actually quite good. They're playing regular cricket. They go to counties, they go to other players, other leagues. They're playing throughout the year. So, and in T20 is such a format, you can't sort of differentiate. Even a smaller team, which is a smaller team in Test cricket or a one-day cricket, actually might come and give you a surprise and can surprise you anytime. So that's the nature of the very format of T20. So you have to be careful whether you're playing a small team, big team. All matches in the World Cup are big. And West Indies, you talked about the memory of West Indies. I think we don't have a great memories. Last time there was a T20 World Cup, I think around 2009 or 10. I exactly don't remember.
Yeah.
10. I
2010
think
it
there was
was,
a
Dada.
huge
Yeah.
fight that happened.
Yeah.
And there was a huge fight that happened in a pub. And the reason being that Jadeja went for runs and some NRIs came and started making fun of Jadeja, and the players got in the scuffle. That was quite ugly. That was 2007, 2010. So we had bad memories there in the West Indies. This time, hopefully, it's going to be different because public sentiment is it's very strong as far as Rohit and Virat are concerned. They're going to be opening the innings, and if you see the overall bowling ability of the team, we actually have seven bowlers in the lineup, which is amazing. So my hopes are all of a sudden have just gone up for as far as India is concerned. This is what Indians are, right? I mean, we talk about throughout the year when the tournament is about to begin. We support our team like anything. We support them
Yeah.
throughout, and I'm sure. In the Pakistan match is going to be a very difficult game for Pakistan. The way things are shaping up, the way we saw, what we saw, and Rishabh Pant. The biggest factor is my
Yeah.
Rishabh Pant. He's come back to his elements. He's looking strong as ever. I'm really hopeful that Pant will make a lot of difference, and that fearlessness we talk about, and that is filled in the middle order. Thank God, Virat Kohli is not batting one down. If he would have done that, it probably would have slowed down things in post the first power play. But it's not happening like that. Virat has been given a directive, go out there and hit the ball and pick your gaps, do whatever, and then you get out. You don't have to play 20 overs. This is the mistake often our Indian batters were into record making sort of spree over the years. They think batting throughout the year, throughout 20 overs is going to help the team, but that's not the thing. It's a T20 game. It's a team game. There are other batsmen. You might lose 4 wickets against Pakistan, but then that middle order looks quite solid. So middle order is like a backbone of any structure. The backbone is strong. Middle order is strong. No matter how big you are, we've seen how Virat was the captain. Top three couldn't take you anywhere. Now we have a good middle order. So I'm hoping that India will really do something different, which they couldn't. They use their mind too much. At least they can't tamper with the pitch, which they did in 2023 T50 over World Cup. So my hopes are really raised.
So this time there's no chance of tampering because they are not the host nations. So it's the ball is in US's court or and West Indies' court.
Can
Yeah,
I make a point here?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so no, since you were talking about Hardik and Rohit and team morale, and right now Indranil also talked about the 2010 World Cup where there was a fight and everything. I think the best example is the 2011 World Cup where at least five players weren't were not great friends of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And if you look at the contributions, Yuvraj Singh, player of the tournament, Gautam Gambhir 97 in the final, and a few contributions before that. Harbhajan Singh very good throughout the tournament, and yeah, these are the
Yeah.
three main people. Virendra Sehwag had a very good tournament. So if you look at what happened to India in the 2019 World Cup and the 23 World Cup final, there were these stories
Yeah.
coming out that maybe some players didn't want to play for the captain, some players didn't were not keen on doing well because they didn't want to see the trophy in the hands of the captain. But if you look at the 2011 World Cup, it's the best example of how Gautam Gambhir and Yuvraj Singh, who aren't the best friends of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, they and Harbhajan Singh, these three people, they they kind of did so much to ensure India ended up winning the trophy. So even now in this particular World Cup, I think it's important that we get everything together. I know Hardik Pandya was earlier the captain of was the captain of the T20 side after the 2022 World Cup finished,
Yeah.
and it's important that Hardik Pandya and Rohit Sharma work out whatever problems they might have. And happens, the team success should come first. And I think the best example is what I just said about the 2011 World Cup. So I hope that happens. I hope that happens, and I think one should not look so much into IPL form. I think the Indian team,
Yeah, exactly.
I think they can do well. I think they can do well in this World Cup. We'll have to see how they play and everything. Sometimes you can just have very good tournaments out of the blue. So yeah.
Dada, let me get back to you. As the Shakya just mentioned about Hardik was I mean, everybody thought is going to be the captain for India in the T20 World Cup before the
Yes.
honorary BCCI secretary announced out of the blue that Rohit is going to lead the side in the Caribbean and the US. What actually transpired in between that just Hardik just went down in the pecking order?
I think Rohit never left the captaincy. People often make that mistake. Rohit
Okay.
was not doing captaincy because Hardik was a stand-in captain. Rohit was not playing the T20 format because he was preparing and keeping himself fresh along with Virat Kohli for the 50 over World Cup. When moment it got over, they all obviously wanted to
Yeah.
get back in. But you know what I really like about Hardik Pandya is that when he sees the Indian colour, something happens to him.
Yes. True.
In IPL, we know for sure that Mumbai Indians didn't know that Rohit is going to be the captain of T20 World Cup team. They probably wouldn't have changed it. That really polluted their dressing room. But nevertheless, it's the thing of the past. Now they've been together, and we've seen, and the fact that Shakya talked about Dhoni not on the same page with some of the senior players in the team. Still, they managed to win the World Cup. And the factor was Sachin Tendulkar. He went and spoke to every cricketer in that before that World Cup, and he said you have to be together. And Yuvraj, Zahir, Harbhajan, Gautam, Sehwag, they all got together and said we have to do this for Sachin. And there was a mission of the team. So Indian team obviously needs to find something, some element that we are doing it for some cause. Probably
Yeah.
giving a winning send off to Rohit and, and Virat Kohli from T20 cricket. So enough is enough. There are a lot of people waiting in the wings. Let's get some
Yes, they are.
young fellows coming in. We want to see that. Probably, you know, that transition is not easy. And here Rohit Sharma and Hardik Pandya they were caught in that transition, whatever battle. We are on pitch battle right now. So we can talk about the battles of quite openly. So
Yes.
I think they
So
got
who
in
do you
that web
think?
of transition.
Yeah. So who do you think could be the Yuvrajas, Gautam Gambhirs, the Virender Sehwags of this Indian side? Uh, if India, I mean, end up for India to end up winning this tournament.
I think Rishabh Pant is the only X factor I see. Ashish Bhai would agree with me. Ashish Bhai, Rishabh Pant for me is the
Yeah.
X factor. I don't
Yeah.
see anyone
Indeed.
else who has that sort of heart, you know, big heart to go and win matches because he's very desperate. What he's gone through in last 1.5 years, he's come back, fought hard to be there. We didn't know before the IPL started whether he can actually come back to the team or not. But he's the way he's come back, the dramatic turnaround in his life, and he's hungry. He's missed so much of cricket. His appetite is huge. He's looking like a different kettle of fish.
That
That's
he is.
champions for you.
Yeah, I think Rishabh Pant.
Yes.
Rishabh Pant. I'll also say Rishabh Pant because Rishabh Pant is a big match player, and and I don't know if his presence would have made a difference in the World Cup final, but if you look at the fact that he has played important innings in important matches in the past, so Rishabh Pant will make a difference if we are to go all the way. I would have said in terms of T20 playing ability, even Surya Kumar Yadav, but let's see. I think Surya Kumar Yadav he's done very well in T20 cricket, but in the World Cups, in the he didn't particularly play very well in the World Cup semi-final that happened in 22. So, but yeah, Rishabh Pant,
Okay.
I would say Rishabh Pant. He's a big match player.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Dada,
mean,
let me ask you.
it's other than a 50 over game where you need partnerships and stuff like this. So over here, it's a bit different, isn't it? T20 is more about come in, do quick fire 20, 30, and if it's your day, you make a big 50, and you've done the job, right? And you need not only one star player to actually make this happen. You need at least two, three to click in a game, and that just changes how the game is actually played. And bowlers, I think we haven't talked much about the bowlers, but bowlers
Yes.
are going to be very, very key here. And India bowling lineup is fairly strong. Specifically, the type of pitches, at least in the first round, where all these games are being played in the US for India, it will really come into play.
Yes, as Shakya rightly mentioned, let's talk about the bowling attack. We're traveling with four spinners, frontline spinners, and any one of those can be in the playing 11 on any given day, on any part of the world when India is playing. But who, according to you, could be the first one of us, first two we're going to start? India is going to start with. Of course, when the India Pakistan match comes up, they might be looking for players who have the experience of playing against Pakistan, or maybe handling the big match pressure better than the others. But if we start with the likes of Ravindra Jadeja, Yuzvendra Chahal, Akshar Patel, and Kuldeep Yadav, uh, who should be the first, the two bowlers, the spinners India should be relying on in this particular match, and the one coming right next to this? Inalda?
Yeah, I think Jadeja, Kuldeep are the two top choices you have, and then you have Chahal and of course Arshdeep Akshar. Sorry, Akshar Patel. I can't say
Yeah.
Arshdeep is spinner. So yeah, but yeah. So I think Akshar, Jadeja, Kuldeep are the guys I would look at, because that Akshar coming in will strengthen the batting probably in the Pakistan game, where you
Yeah.
have to go all out. There is no looking back. There is no staying back. But Chahal has done a wonderful job. I mean, you can't. How can you miss out? That'll add variety.
Yeah.
But Chahal's batting is not as good as it should be. So then you have
Even his
batting till
fielding.
8. But even fielding, yeah. But he's taken some wonderful catches in the
Yes, in the IPL.
uh, knockout stages, if you remember, in the short third area. So I like
Yeah.
the way he was moving on the field. But looking at what uh, Chahal can do, it's tremendous. Without Chahal also we are batting till 8, which is amazing. Because
Hmm.
Dubey coming in will strengthen the batting also. And you have six,
Yeah.
seven bowling options. So it's up to the team, because Jadeja and Chahal, Jadeja and Akshar are the similar kind of cricketer. What's the point of making them play like that? I don't see the justification. But Indian team probably will go with Akshar over Chahal.
Okay. So, what sort of news is trickling from New York? What is going to be the likely 11 for India, Dada, in this opening game?
So as I
You,
said, it's
yeah,
it's quite simple. We start off with Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma opening the innings, which is amazing. First time, I'm so excited to see them batting together, and followed by Surya, then Rishabh at number 4, which is a very important position which Yuvraj Singh is to hold. Then Hardik Pandya at 5, 6 could be Dubey, 7 Jadeja, Akshar could be 8. Uh, uh, I'm just giving you then Kuldeep Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Jasprit Bumrah. That's my 11, which I started off, which I
okay,
said in that some. So That's my 11. Probably Chahal could walk in just to give variety to the spin attack, but our spin is good. You need spinners. The ground is not as short as you think in New York. It's
Yeah.
quite a decent sized ground, and the pitch is slow. Outfield is heavy. The ball is not traveling to the boundary. So you want to hit the ball, get to the pitch of the ball, or wait for the ball. Either you play early or you play late. That's the mantra in New York today. And this is a good practice match. We already had one against
Yeah.
Bangladesh, and now we are playing against Ireland. You should take it as a practice match deep down inside, but it's a World Cup game. Nevertheless, you have to win and win convincingly and ensure the opposition in the opposition in the pool are quite wary of the fact that you're coming. India, Indian team is coming. You have to be careful. You have to be on your feet. And the obvious signal should be given to Pakistan. And we should give them that feeling that we are in red hot form. And when it comes to India, which is the national flag, um, the spirit goes to a different level, and that's what we are looking at.
Well, this
Okay.
guy coming at number 3 somehow doesn't convince me. I mean, it's a
Okay.
specialist batting position and very core,
Ah,
and you have a very
yeah.
unorthodox player coming in batting at that number, with the ball could be still doing a bit, right? It's not like you can just play unorthodox shots from ball one, and if
Ah,
Surya doesn't do that, then he's actually wasting his talent and what his role is about.
all right.
Yes,
I'm
and he will
challenging
have
you
to
on number
live up
three.
to the reputation of being the number one T20I batter. So the rash shots, the ram shots, whatever we speak about, initially he will have to spend some time, settle down, settle his nerves, eyes, and then maybe get on with the job of playing those unorthodox shots. Uh, We've talked about a lot about Shivam Dube, the all-rounder. He's a big hitter. He clears the ball quite convincingly. Uh, but the big pitches in US are not very conducive of his batting. Although he's a very good batter against spin bowling as well. Uh, so but the ball will not come on nicely on the bat. Dada, is it going to be a concern for someone like Shivam Dube, who's not played a lot of international cricket as well?
I mean, the cushioning he's got in the middle order, the seniors he's got, the fact that he was groomed by Dhoni, the fact that Dhoni suggested his name to the selectors. So all those factors put together, I think the confidence should be high, and Dube's confidence is high. He's got that little chip on his shoulder. Also, he's playing for India. He's a different. He doesn't give you interview. He's got all those that swagger which you need. But ultimately, if you're scoring for India, that's what matters. What you did for Chennai Super King is a different thing. We had so many players who came and scored in the IPL and went off to a different journey. They sort of got lost their way. But since you've got an opportunity, I'm sure an Indian team is taking a very good look at him. I'm sure he's going to do something special. Given a chance, he can hit the ball. That's a good. But he has to wait for the ball. That's the only deal here.
Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, let's get to the washout between England and Scotland. The match, the teams had to share the spoils. Points were shared, but that also meant that England are yet to register a win over a European team in the T20 World Cup. So, Ashish, how's the feel? How's the Josh in England? And just explain how bad the fans must have seen, because they would have easily pocketed those two vital 2 points. And now the remaining games they will have to win and ensure that the others, they don't fall down in the pecking order.
I guess English players are quite used to rain and eventually play for the run rate. So I don't think that will be an issue. Yes, it was one of their first games, and it's unfortunate that they're sharing points rather than just bagging them in. I think it's a pretty strong team with Jofra Archer coming back into the team.
Yeah.
It just they get additional edge. So you got Mark Wood and Jofra Archer. Just imagine two bowlers bowling at that pace. Given if they get the right pitches to bowl on. That is a very lethal combination to start with. And then batting, I just don't need to say that they've always played with the mindset of scoring runs at a higher strike rate, and the rest of the world has actually followed them on that. I think the closest one is West Indies probably for them.
Yeah. So let's wrap up this session, this first episode of Pitch Battle. Thank you, gentlemen, for connecting. Dada, special thanks to you. He's
Yeah.
also the crick blogger now, ladies and gentlemen. He is running a very popular crick blog post. It's a website called Crick Blogger. He's writing some very interesting stories, uh, picking up some very interesting interviews as well. So just be on the lookout for Crick Blogger. And also on
Thank you.
mykill.com, we are giving a comprehensive, holistic coverage to the T20 World Cup and also the upcoming Euro and Copa America tournaments, if you talk about the football action. So stay tuned on One India and see you in the next episode of Pitch Battle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.